Hello and welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I'm teacher Oakley. And in this class we are going to continue a once a week serial class doing a little creative writing. We're going to, once again, it's time for the never-ending story. Okay, in this class, the main focus, of course, will be on sentence construction. Now, here's what we're doing. Every student who enters the class, we take turns, and the students will write the story one sentence at a time. We've been doing this for several weeks, so we'll start out the class by reading a little bit of background, and then it's our job today to continue the story. I will function as basically your editor-in-chief. Now, while our main focus is really on sentence construction, I do ask people to attempt to obviously make sentences, create sentences that relate to the story. Okay, I think when we look at our review to begin the class, we're going to see some incongruous, some sentences that don't really match the story. It's not our main focus, I know, but do your best to stay along the storyline or the plot line. It makes it a lot easier for everybody else if there's a clear path, a clear storyline. Okay, so anyway, we're going to start out doing a little review after, of course, I welcome some students to the class. Hello, Carlos. Welcome. How are you? Good. Glad to have you here. Alabek. Hey. Alabek.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, teacher Oakley. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. You're back for more. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm back.
Great. That's terrific. Glad to have you here. And hello, Heidi. How are you?
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. I like your new avatar.
Yeah.
Your new, very studious.
Yes.
Studious Miss Kitty. Yeah. Hello, Kitty. Okay, the student, the serious academic. Hello, Kitty. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. All right. I'm going to do a screen share, and we're going to basically, we started a new chapter last week, so we're going to review that. First of all, we're going to read it and review it. Now, in all writing, academic, business, creative, this is creative writing. In all writing, really, of course, you're going to edit as you go, but I noticed pretty much every time that we review what we did last week, we find a mistake that I missed or that we missed last week, or we find things that we could do that would fix the writing. So, you know, good lesson for anybody writing anything. Sometimes it's a really good idea to pause and go back and edit it at a later time.
Yeah, I make a diary. That sometimes I read the past, what I past write. It's very strange sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're going to find the same phenomena here when we review this. Quite honestly. Okay. Let me, before we do read this, let me quickly say hello to Regis. Hello, Regis.
Hello, Mr. Oakley. I'm here. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you today?
I'm fine, but I cannot say the same about my internet connection. So I want to apologize if if I lost my connection. I will try to reconnect.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, but no worries at all. Okay. All right, let's get started. We're gonna, I'm gonna have you guys do a little reading here so we can get the idea of what's been going on. Of course, the story's very long and there's a lot of things happen, but we're just going to kind of concentrate on our last chapter here. Okay, Carlos, can you get us started by reading the material? Review. Carlos, yes.
Yes. The figure was Gaia, who could manipulate all disasters which happened on Earth. But Gaia was not the only one who could do this kind of magic. She came there to look for Charles and walked into the forest burning the trees. While
Okay.
Gaia
Actually, pause. Actually, I was mentioning about editing. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you very much. Sorry to interrupt you. But I was mentioning about editing and how we notice mistakes. Actually, I noticed one already. That's why I stopped you. When we start, for heaven's sakes, when we start a new paragraph, if we're going to use things, okay, she came there as basically references to something that was said earlier. Basic rule of thumb, you want to reference things that you mentioned earlier in the paragraph. Okay, so paragraphs are kind of units. Now, we started an entirely new chapter here in creative writing. So you start an entirely new, maybe if it's more academic or business writing, you might have headings, for example. That would be common. You definitely should not be using pronouns or reference words that reference something that's not in the new heading or the new chapter. So as far as organization, I think there's a point here. She came there. We really need to say where she came. Where did she come? Okay, she came to she came to the edge of the forest. She came to the Samantha and Charles house, I believe. So I've got to say where. I guess she came to the house, maybe. Okay, just an interesting point that needs to be considered when writing. Okay, Alabek, I'm going to have you continue reading. Quick greeting to Kuram. Hello, Kuram. How are you?
Okay. While Gaia was walking through the forest, on the opposite side of the woods where the moon was rising, somebody started dark deeds. Finally, Gaia found Charles' house and she stood in front of the door. Gaia put her finger onto the door and with an awful sound scratched the wood. Gaia cried out, "Open the door or else I'll break it or burn your house." She shouted her threats very loudly, but nobody answered her besides the disturbed neighbors who promised they would call the police immediately.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Heidi, can you continue?
If you don't open the door, I'll use the bread with which Fabio killed the wolf to open my belly and put inside out all my energy and elements to provoke an enormous earthquake, said Gaia angrily.
Angrily. Okay, hang on. I noticed another possible problem here. Put inside out all my energy would probably be much better like this. Hang on. Put all my energy inside out. Okay, a little backwards there. Makes more sense. Okay. Put something on the shelf. Put something upside down. All right. You're going to the verb, then the object noun, then direction. Okay. So, all right. Again, another small problem there.
And then how about element? Energy and element, I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I missed that. See, there you go. Oh yeah, you're right. Because there's two object nouns. Right. Good eye. Good eye. Good job. Yes, you're correct. Absolutely. Okay. Good job. Now, frankly, the other thing here that I noticed as you pause here is that we have an enormously long paragraph. And okay, after a big event, there is definitely a completely different idea. After that, Gaia became calm. This would definitely be a place where you pretty much need to have a paragraph break. You need a new paragraph. If you're going from she's freaking out, okay, and then suddenly she's calm, that's a completely different idea. You go to a completely different idea. You need a new paragraph, just real basically. Okay, I'm going to have Regis take over from here. Regis, can you
Okay, I'm here. Okay. After Gaia became calm, and she was busy keeping the earth calm. At the time, Samantha came back from shopping. For Samantha, that situation was very common because this woman commonly came to their house and started shouting treats, and all surrounding people knew that it was only a bluff, including a nurse attendant from the mental hospital.
Okay, what the heck? Okay, thanks, Regis. Okay, now here we have some points that are very odd. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to have Kuram finish up for us here. Kuram?
Yes, teacher.
Hi, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm doing okay, thank you. I'm going to have you finish this up for us. Okay, could you read this for us, please, starting from at this moment?
At this moment, Samantha thought Gaia was a night owl trying to date a lark, who was her husband Charles. Charles was an early bird, so they were meeting at dawn before Samantha went to bed, and right after Charles woke up, and perfect timing to meet each other.
Okay. Wow. All right. This is going to be challenging. Lots of confusing information here. Basically, if I had to summarize, what you don't know in the past is that someone had started a rumor about Gaia and Charles having a secret affair. Charles and Samantha are married. Okay, so there you go. So basically, kind of a love triangle thing going on. Obviously, Gaia is kind of, you know, Mother Earth, mythical being or something who has kind of magical powers. Okay. So there we go. To be continued. Carlos, what are we going to do next? Are you going to continue with another sentence here, or shall you start a new paragraph? Shall we start a new paragraph?
I don't know. I am a little bit confused, but
yes, we're all confused. Yes.
Maybe they woke up together and they went, I don't know, outside.
Okay, well, to get it straight, where everybody is at this exact moment in the discourse. Kuram, yes.
Actually, I have no idea what can we do. What can we do in this class? I'm not able to hear all the students except you. So can you explain me what we will do?
You can't hear the other students? That's odd. That's a new one. Okay. Never heard that one before. Okay, the idea, the focus of the class, Khurram, is basically our main focus is to concentrate on structuring sentences in creative writing. So subject, verb, object, sentence construction. That's what we're concerned with most of all. It would help, and I'm trying to guide some focus on an organization as well. that would certainly help. Right now, it's not so well organized because, all right, for whatever reasons. So that's why we're trying to get an idea of what's going on now so we can start a discourse discussing a story in the past, creative writing, once upon a time type story. So although you cannot hear the other students, I will be typing the sentences that they dictate to me. Each student will have a chance to write one sentence at a time. So it's a collective creative writing, which is why it seems so going in different directions, because every student has the same, has a different idea what they want to do with the story. So that's why I can't really focus on organization, because it's not natural when 5 people write a story. Okay, so that's the basic idea of the class. Now, poor Carlos has to get us started here, so I want to help him out as much as possible. So, first of all, we have...
Teacher, but what is the reason why I don't hear them?
I have no idea. I'm a teacher, not a tech support person. Khurram, I don't know. I don't have the beginning of an inkling of the tiniest particle of any clue why. I have never heard that before. I think it's Mondo Bizarro. Very, very strange. I have never heard such a thing. I don't know. I find it amazing, actually. I really don't know. Okay, anyway, Carlos, to help you out, just so you have an idea of the physical what's going on, in case you couldn't, there's a lot of metaphor and stuff here at the end, but just so you know, okay, Samantha has just come back from shopping. We are located, we have 3 characters, Gaia, Samantha, and Charles. We are located at Samantha and Charles' house. Samantha and Charles are married. We're at their house. Now, Gaia has come to the house angrily. She wants to, I don't know what she wants to do. Originally, the idea was that she wanted to come to question Charles about rumors about her and Charles. What's very, very confusing is at the end it sort of metaphorically intimates that they are having an affair. Gaia is outside the house. Charles is inside the house. Samantha has just come home from shopping, I guess in the middle of the night or something. Okay, so they are near a house at the edge of a forest. The time, I believe, is in the morning, and that's it. Now, the whole problem is Charles really having an affair with Gaia or not? I don't know. It's kind of up to you guys to figure out what you want to do with that. The obvious thing here would be, since Samantha has just arrived, the obvious thing to happen, what's obviously going to happen, if you come home and someone's standing in your yard outside your door, probably you're going to talk to them. That would be the logical next occurrence, I would suggest. For me, if I come home and there's a stranger or there's somebody outside my house, I'm going to talk to them. So, there you go. That's my suggestion, or that's the scene as I see it, and that's my suggestion for taking the next action.
Yes, maybe the sun was shining and the wine was flowing, and then Gaia knocked the dog out, just having an idea to find Charles awake.
Sun was shining, the wind was blowing. Okay, That's as far as I could keep up with you. And what?
Gaia knocked the door out. Just imagine that she gonna find Charles at home.
Okay, so if we want to express a concept of the action that she's doing as a noun, we use a gerund, an ing. Imagining, so she was imagining she would find Charles. Is that it? Okay, let's take a closer look. Okay, all right. Sun was shining, the wind was blowing. Oh, okay. When Gaia knocked the door. Okay, first of all, Carlos, pronunciation wind, the noun, is wind. The verb is wind. The verb has a long I and the noun has a short I, wind. Okay, now, when Gaia knocked the door, now, I'm confused. We need to have some kind of a preposition. Is she knocking on the door, or is she knocking the door down? Bang!
Just knocking again.
Okay, knocked on the door. So in English, when we want to express that idea, I knocked on the door. Not knock the door out. You knock the door out. That means you hit the door so hard the door is removed.
Okay.
Okay. So she knocked on the door, imagining she would find Charles. Okay. Imagining it's not necessary here. You could add that, imagining that she would find Charles, to make it slightly clearer. Now, okay, on the door, imagining, okay, all right, I think this makes it a little clearer. We sometimes omit this when we're speaking. It would be common to omit it. If any little help that clarifies things in writing, clarifies meaning or intention, yeah, fine, you should put it in there. So I'm going to leave that. Okay, Charles. Okay, Charles. I just called you Charles. Okay, Carlos.
Okay.
Charles. I'm losing my mind, Carlos. Carlos, thank you very much. Very brave of you, and you've got us started, and it's very difficult. So, excellent. Thank you very much. Alabek, you're up.
Oh, okay. So Gaia knocked on the door, and that she would find her. So instead of her expectations.
Okay.
To find Charles.
Okay. Expectation. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. That's better. All right.
To find Charles. She found a big noisy party.
Okay. A big noisy party. Do you mind if I like it.
In the house.
In the house. Oh, okay. Okay. How would you like to punctuate that? How'd you like to end it with punctuation?
I think a dot would be good.
Okay, a period? All right. I might suggest, since it's a big surprise, you might actually, this is clearly unexpected, you might use an exclamation point for such a thing, such a sentence, with a clearly dramatic and surprising information.
Yes, I'm just trying to bring some fun ideas. In this boring text.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, no problem. I have no problem with it. As you guys are giving me your sentence, try to, if you can, to the best of your ability. Of course, I will help you. That's what I'm here for. But to the best of your ability, try to also denote what punctuation you want to use. So, for example, here, Alabek, you're starting with a subordinating conjunction. Instead of her expectation to find Charles, comma. That's not a complete sentence by itself.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Because then we have an independent clause or a simple sentence. So this is a dependent clause. It needs an independent clause, which we have here. She, subject, found. Okay. An independent clause or a simple sentence must have a subject noun and a verb. It doesn't have to have an object noun. All this one does. Big noisy party. It's not necessary, but it does have to be a complete idea all by itself, which this is. This is not a complete idea all by itself, instead of an expectation to find Charles. So if you say it out loud to somebody, a stranger, will they understand what you mean? If it's impossible to understand without other information, it is not a sentence, or it is a dependent clause. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Alabek,
Okay.
for that, providing me with that teaching moment, teachable moment. Okay, great. Okay, Heidi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to turn it over to you now.
She
Okay.
cried out loudly. Quotation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Charles. Charles.
Oops. What am I doing?
Where are you?
Okay. Done? End
Yeah.
quote?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's logical. Follows the story. Very good. Regis? Regis? Are you there? Yeah. Okay.
But there was no response to their claim.
Okay. To what?
To her claim. To her call.
Okay.
Since Charles.
Oh, same sentence? Okay.
Same sentence.
All right.
Were busy in the other room. in, in the pool.
In the pool?
In the pool. I imagine a pool party or something like that.
Okay. Okay, now, all right, let's take a look here. Now, normally, first of all, Regis, I discourage all my students as much as possible from starting a sentence with a connective, with a compound noun connective. There are certain connectives that we use to join two independent clauses together. But, yet, so, and, nor. These types of connectives, generally speaking, you do not want to start a sentence with them. The way to check, if you've written that, you need to double check it. If you remove it, is it still a viable sentence? If it is a viable sentence, if it still makes sense and it's a sentence without it, then in that case, guess what? You don't need it and you shouldn't have it. Notice notice when we had but there, Microsoft Word is telling me no good. It's why. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, it's another reason they're giving me that, which we'll get to in a second. Okay. Anyway, if you don't need it, general rule of thumb, if it makes sense without it, then it doesn't belong there. Sometimes it does belong there. Often the case is because you have a phrasal subordinator. There are a few phrasal subordinators that begin with the same words, but, so, and, for. You know, for example, I can't. Obviously, there's a subordinator. For example, blah 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 in a sentence. If you get rid of for, just example, obviously it makes no sense at all. So sometimes it does belong, but sometimes it doesn't. Okay, there was no response to a call since Charles. Regis?
Wait, David, I'm here.
Since Charles, okay, since Charles, we're busy?
We're busy.
Charles is one person.
Was busy.
Yes. Singular, past tense, was busy. In the other room, in the pool. In the pool, in the room. So he has an indoor pool. Nice.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. All right. Charles is in his indoor pool. Okay. Thank you, Regis. Thank you very much. Okay, Carlos, it is back to you.
Then screamed. Then she yelled louder. Charles, where are you?
She yelled louder. Okay, and so do you want?
Charles, where are you?
Okay. Well, look, just to make it easier on myself, I'm going to copy paste. Okay.
And her voice was so loud that the whole world shaken.
Okay, the whole world what?
Shake. Shake it. I don't know.
Shake. Shake. There's no such word, okay? It's a irregular verb. No, Carlos, sorry, but it's an irregular verb. So shake, shook, shaken. Like this. Present tense, past tense, past participle. You know, James Bond says, I would like my martini shaken, not stirred. Shake, shook, shaken. It's an irregular verb. Okay, the whole word shook. Okay. All right. Again, okay. I like it. Very logical. Follows the story. Good job. All right. Alabek?
Okay. Gaius.
Yeah.
Gaius efforts.
Oops. Comma there. Okay. Gaius. Oh. All right.
Gaius efforts. Yes. Efforts. Were
okay.
Not.
See you, Carlos. Bye-bye. Take care. Good night. Sorry about that, Alabek.
Okay. Gaius efforts were inefficient.
Okay.
Because of Because of loudest stereo system.
Okay.
Which was I don't know, which was ruling by DJ.
Was what by the DJ?
Maybe ruling or leading by DJ. I mean that DJ was maybe leading, yes, was leading by DJ.
Okay, let's wait a minute. Let's take a look here. All right. Gaia's efforts were inefficient because of loudest. Okay, when I use a superlative, by the way, that's called a superlative adjective. Okay, when I'm going to use a superlative adjective construction here, Alabek, I absolutely need to say the.
The, yes.
Yeah, the biggest, yeah, the loudest, the whatever. Okay, and also I can't just say something is the biggest, the smallest. It is this. I have the smallest pencil. That's weird. Smallest compared to what? If there's no, a superlative is used when you're comparing many things, or at least three things. If you're comparing two things, you use ER, louder, smaller, bigger, whatever. So if I'm comparing three things, where are those three things? So you could do something like this. The loudest stereo system, whatever, in the world. There. Now it makes sense. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Somewhat defined or compared to others. Okay, now got a little another dependent clause here, relative clause. Okay, using which as a relative pronoun referring to the stereo system. The stereo system was leading by DJ. There are many DJs in the world, so again we need the to define him.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, no, I'm wrong. But DJs are countable. I'm sorry, this is the first time we've seen the DJ, so I'm absolutely wrong. I just need to say a DJ. We haven't met him yet. Okay. Which was not leading, which was led by a DJ. I don't know if this is the correct verb. I don't know if a DJ leads a stereo system. However, how does this, if I'm going to make a suggestion.
Maybe play.
How about this? Overseen, meaning he's in charge of it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So the marketing department is overseen by Mr. Smith. Okay, he's the boss of the marketing department. So the DJ's the boss of the stereo system. Like that? Okay? Logical? All right? Are we good? I think we're good. Okay. All right. Okay, Heidi, moving it over to you. All right.
Charles was looking out from the slit of the door at her scary face. And he thought, if I stayed here, she would come here and find sooner or later. If I went out, she might kill me. Then he stood there, motionless, in the situation between the devil and deep blue sea.
A long sentence. Deep blue sea. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at this. Okay. Charles was looking out from the slit of the door. Okay. Looking out from the slit of the door. Okay, that's okay. You might want to change this to another preposition, maybe through.
Through, yes.
Okay, through the slit of the door at her scary face. Okay. Okay, so, all right, so there we go. Independent clause joined with another independent clause, and he thought. Okay. Okay, now a subordinate. And he thought, if I stayed here. Now he thought past tense. So okay, in this kind of construction, when we do this, we're talking about what somebody was thinking. Okay, so he thought at the time. So our past tense part of the construction is here. He thought. So what was he thinking exactly at that time? If it wouldn't be past tense, he was actually thinking, if I stay here, she will come. Okay, because this, all right, got a little, also, first conditional. So he's thinking about the real possibilities, so we have to use, okay, if I stay here, okay, comma, she will come here sooner or later. Okay. If I, instead of went, if I go out. Go out, she might kill me. Okay, that's all right. Okay, might, I guess it's okay. She might kill me because he's not sure. All right, now, kill me, comma. And now, instead of using then as a connective, because you want to show that he is, I guess I don't need this comma, this first comma. All right. If I go out, she might kill me. Instead of then to show before or after, obviously then is a time subordinator, clearly. You might want to show cause and result. Because he was thinking this, he didn't know what to do. If I were you, I would use the cause and result subordinator. So, because of this, he's stuck. He doesn't know what to do. So he stood there motionless in the situation between the devil and the deep blue sea. Okay, for those who don't know, if you're stuck between the devil and the deep blue sea, this is an idiom, which means you're stuck between two terrible choices, both bad. In fact, I might say he stood there motionless in this situation, comma, stuck between devil and the deep blue sea. So he stood there stuck between. Yeah. All right. Wow, that is one heck of a sentence there. A little everything going on there. Wow. Compound, complex. You got independent clauses mixed with two conditionals with another, joined with another. Okay, double verb, independent clause. Wow. Phew. I'm tired after writing that one. Okay. What now, Regis? We're stuck here. We got ourselves into a. We got ourselves stuck. She's out there yelling. Charles is hiding. Regis, it's a crucial sentence. What are you gonna do? Okay.
It's look like a hard situation. Maybe we need okay.
What do you think?
Let's try a turnaround in the history. In this moment.
Okay, exactly. All right, I was suggesting just then. Okay, all right, fine. Okay.
A heavy silence.
What? A heavy silence?
A heavy silence befall over the house. And a magic flying carpet.
Okay.
Came in through the window.
Okay.
Giving him.
What? Given
to Charles the perfect opportunity to escape unharmed.
Okay. I assume you're done there. Okay. All right. From the beginning, in this moment is not an acceptable subordinator. Actually, the acceptable subordinator here, Regis, is at this moment. Okay. At this moment. Now, all right. When we start a sentence with a time subordinator, next, after that, at this moment, just then, whatever. Okay, here's a tricky English writing thing. Frankly, I find tricky, to be perfectly honest. I don't really know the answer. What I do know is this. It is never wrong to put a comma there. Sometimes it is okay if you're just going to follow it with a simple sentence, independent clause. It is okay to not have a comma. Start it with a time subordinator. Actually, it's a prepositional phrase. Sometimes it's okay to use a time subordinator and not have a comma. However, it's one of these weird rules in English where it's always okay to do it. Sometimes it's okay to not do it. So my solution, why not do it and take a chance that you'll be grammatically incorrect? Might as well do it. All right, so there we go. At this moment, a heavy silence befall. This is a verb. And so we're telling a story, Regis. So the story happened in the past. This has to be past tense. So do you know what the past tense of befall is, Regis?
Befell.
Indeed, you are correct. Befell the house. You don't really need over. Well, I don't know if it's really wrong. No, it's a little weird. It would be very common to say fell over the house. A silence fell over the house. A silence fell over the crowd. A silence fell over the herd of rhinoceroses, whatever. But when you use befell, it's kind of in there already. All right. So it's a little awkward to have it over. Heavy silence befell the house. Okay. And the magic flying carpet came in through the window. Okay, great. Giving him the opportunity to escape unharmed. The rest is okay. All right. Okay, and I didn't even really mean to, but I started a new paragraph on this one, and it actually fits. Okay, because we're kind of stuck there, and we have a whole new action, completely different information, and it looks like a completely different direction, so why not a new paragraph? All right, Alabek, you got a magic flying carpet.
Okay. Yes, it is funny.
Yeah.
So, this is no wonder.
That's what? Like this? You want me to write that?
Yes, this is
Okay.
no wonder. Why?
Okay.
Why? Why that kind of crazy
What?
thoughts? Why that kind of crazy thoughts? Crazy thoughts? Yes. Where become to the Charlie's head.
Okay. Charles. Okay.
Charlie's
Okay.
head.
Okay. Now.
I think comma, then comma.
Okay.
To Charlie's head. It was only affection.
A what?
Affection.
A
double F. Yes.
A double F.
I mean affect. Yes.
Okay.
It was only affection by an alcohol. Alcohol and Charles was completely drunk.
Yeah. Okay. Well, obviously.
Yes, because we mentioned there was a party. I think it's very logical.
Yeah. I don't even. Yeah, I don't even think you need this last part because you're obviously saying he's deluded because of alcohol, so it's quite obvious he's completely drunk. Okay, now wait a minute. Okay, now I got your idea. To be honest, I had no idea where you were going. Okay, this. Okay, this. First of all, it can't be is. Again, past tense story. So this was no wonder. Okay, and frankly, we wouldn't really use this. You would probably say it. It was no wonder. You don't need why. Actually, that doesn't make sense. Why and then that. You can't use two relative pronouns next to each other. Okay. And it's completely unnecessary. So, it was no wonder that
maybe this kind of.
Okay.
That this.
Okay, no wonder that. Okay, here to make it a lot clearer. How's this? He had these kinds. How about this? It was no wonder that he had these kinds of crazy thoughts.
Okay, and we should remove where become, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Crazy thoughts. How about in his head?
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Now that's a lot clearer. It was no wonder that he had these kinds of crazy thoughts in his head. Okay. It was only affection. It was only affection is you're talking about the actual something that happened. A better way to do this, it was only
Maybe influence.
Okay. All right, influence, yeah, is better. Or I was just going to say the noun. The thing is, you needed the noun, the influence, the effect. That's fine.
Or effect.
It's okay. Effect. Effect would be okay, but it would have to be the noun.
But affection is a love, right?
Affection. Yeah, it is. Okay, I have affection for my niece.
Yeah.
Yes. But also
affection or something.
Well, there is another meaning.
So I wondered why.
No, yeah, there is another meaning. For example, if you have a disease, and I don't know, it causes your fingers to fall off. My fingers falling off are an affection of the disease. It's possible to use it that way as well, which is kind of, I think, where Alabek was heading. But it's much clearer this way, using a noun. Much, much clearer. Wouldn't be exactly right. So we can use effect. We could use affect. All right, here you have the effect. Whoops, effect versus affect. This is very difficult even for native speakers to figure out. Affect has to do with, effect, of course, is the result of something, anything, really. And you can always use effect with an E, even in places where you use affect. You use affect with an A if it affects somebody emotionally or mentally, which, in fact, drinking alcohol does have an affect with an A. It also has a physical effect with an E. You could use either of these to talk about alcohol, for example. But I'm avoiding the whole issue by using influence. Then I don't have to worry about it. Okay, only the influence by should be of. Alcohol, okay, it is the influence of, and Alabek, alcohol is a non or uncountable noun. You can't have three. I had 3 alcohols and I felt dizzy. That doesn't make sense. You had 3 drinks, you had 3 glasses, you had 3 bottles, but alcohol is a liquid. Liquids are uncountable. We can't count them, so we cannot use A or N with uncountable nouns.
Okay.
Okay, it was only the influence of alcohol. Okay, now, and Charles was completely drunk. Okay, so there we go. Woo! Heidi, we've only got a minute left. Do you have something in mind real quick, or do you?
No, it's okay.
Okay. In that case, with less than a minute left, we'll leave it stuck there. So next week we'll be having this class at the same time, and we've got to figure out next week what on earth are we going to do, as they're more or less stuck. Okay, so there's your homework assignment for the week. Figure out what you're going to do with these people next weekend, or at least it's a weekend now for me. Any case, I've got another class coming right up on Verbling, famous quotes class, so hopefully maybe I'll see some of you there. Thank you.